My name is Raven. I'm 26 years old, and 2 months ago, I walked into my apartment and realized my entire relationship had vanished without warning, and without a single word of explanation. My boyfriend Nicholas and I had been together for 4 years. We lived together for the last two. No huge fights, no dramatic blow-ups, at least not that week. That Saturday, I spent the day visiting my mom and sister. Just a normal day, laughed, ate leftovers, drove home at sunset. When I unlocked our front door, something immediately felt wrong. Too clean, too quiet, too empty. I called out, no answer. Walked into the bedroom, his side of the closet, empty. His drawers, cleared out. Bathroom shelf, half gutted. It was like he had surgically removed himself from our life in a single afternoon. Not a note, not a message, just gone. I called, straight to voicemail, texted, no delivery. Checked Instagram, blocked. Facebook, blocked. Snapchat, blocked. It was like Nicholas had hit a button and erased me. Panic set in. I started calling mutual friends. Most hadn't heard from him. A few acted weird, like they knew something but didn't want to be the one to tell me. I kept repeating that everything had been fine, but that wasn't exactly true. And deep down, I knew it. Nicholas had been distant for a while, not cold, just exhausted. He was working long hours at his law firm, pushing for partner. He came home tired, talked less, slept more. And I, being the person I was, took that as a personal insult. I felt invisible, unseen. And then Julian joined my team at work. Julian was charismatic, sharp, flirty. He complimented my ideas in meetings, remembered how I took my coffee, laughed at my jokes. It started innocent enough, one-on-one brainstorms at lunch, extended eye contact, the occasional inside joke. And then one Thursday, it wasn't innocent anymore. We kissed. Then we didn't stop. It felt like fire after months of cold. One night became two, two became 8 weeks. I justified it to myself. Nicholas barely notices me anymore. Julian makes me feel alive. It's just physical. Except it wasn't. Julian texted me throughout the day, bought me gifts, booked hotels. I lied about girls' nights, about working late. I thought I was being careful. I wasn't. Apparently, 3 days before he disappeared, I forgot to log out of my Gmail. Nicholas found an email, the hotel receipt, then others, then messages, then it all unraveled. I didn't know he knew until he vanished. No confrontation, no slammed doors, no dramatic screaming match, just a surgical strike. He took only what was his, left what wasn't, told no one, disappeared. And that drove me insane. The silence, the not knowing, the inability to explain, to cry, to beg, to manipulate. He didn't even give me the dignity of a final argument. The panic attacks started within days. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I kept calling, texting, emailing, nothing. 1 week in, his mom answered my call. "Nicholas is fine," she said flatly, "but he doesn't want to speak to you." 2 weeks in, Tasha, my friend, or so I thought, came over. "He showed me everything," she said. My heart dropped. Hotel confirmations, messages, screenshots. I stammered, denied, deflected, cried. Real tears, but not for what I did, for what I lost. Nicholas had quietly sent the evidence to our closest friends. Not a public post, not a smear campaign, just quiet clarity. Letting them decide for themselves. They did. Isla texted, "I can't believe you made us worry when you were the one cheating." Ryan, who'd helped us move into our place, wrote, "You made him feel crazy while you were out doing this? Unreal." Even Julian bailed, said things were too complicated, said he never meant to come between anything serious. Julian, the man I blew up my life for, now ghosting me at work, eating lunch at different times, avoiding me in meetings. I tried to spin the story. Nicholas and I were already falling apart. He was distant, cold. It was one mistake. But those who knew us knew better. Nicholas wasn't cold. He was overwhelmed. But he was trying. He had been planning a trip, a surprise getaway. I'd found the tickets in his drawer the day after he left. A non-refundable weekend in Napa, for us, to reconnect. Instead, he used that time to disappear. It was Tasha who said it. "You can't stand that he didn't let you watch him break, that he left you on your knees without ever getting down to yours." I became obsessed. 3 weeks after he vanished, I spotted him in the background of an Instagram story, tagged at a new coffee shop. He was laughing, laptop open, hair longer. He looked good. Too good. I showed up the next morning. He didn't even flinch when I walked up to his table. "Raven," that's all he said. "You just left? No goodbye? No fight?" You knew why. You could have at least let me explain. Explain what? That you were bored? That I was tired? That I wasn't enough? His voice didn't rise, it cracked. You lied. For months. I would have forgiven almost anything, except that. The barista asked if everything was okay. Nicholas nodded. I tried to reach for him. "Please." He pulled away. "I didn't leave because I stopped loving you, Raven. I left because I finally loved myself enough to stop letting you destroy me." He walked out of the cafe. I collapsed in my car. I thought that was rock bottom. It wasn't. A month later, my sister showed me the post. "Engaged to Olivia," the caption read. "A woman from his therapy group." The comments? Glowing. "From our friends. You deserve this. Finally with someone who gets you. She's everything Raven wasn't." My stomach twisted. I wasn't mad that he moved on. I was mad that he seemed healed. And I wasn't. I stalked her profile, saw their photos, their hikes, their dinners, their dog, the life that should have been mine. Then I did something I'll regret forever. I showed up to their engagement party. I wasn't invited. Got past the hostess using charm and lies. Slipped in, dressed to kill. He saw me across the rooftop, eyes widening. He didn't come over. Security did. "Ma'am, you need to leave." "Tell Nicholas I hope she was worth it," I hissed. He didn't flinch. Later that night, I got a text. From her. "Olivia. Can we talk?" I met her the next day. She didn't scold me. She asked questions. "Why did you cheat? Did you think he'd never find out? Did you think he'd forgive you?" I had no answers. She just nodded. "Then you never really knew him." She was right. I hadn't known that trust was his oxygen. That one betrayal would suffocate everything. And she did. As she stood to leave, she said something I'll never forget. "He loved you enough to break himself for you. You loved him enough to think he never would. That was your mistake. Now? I'm alone, Nicholas is planning a wedding, and I'm planning nothing. Because I confused his devotion for weakness, his forgiveness for permission. And now, he's gone. And I finally understand. Some people don't yell when you hurt them, they vanish. And the silence will haunt you louder than any goodbye ever could.